We're here with head women's basketball coach Lynn Kennedy. Coach, we're a few weeks into Big Sky Conference play. We haven't caught up with you in a few weeks. Talk to us a little bit about how conference is going so far. We've had some ups and some downs and some almost so far this year. So talk a little bit about what you've seen out of your team in conference.
I think we're continuing to grow, especially as a young team. You want to keep battling, and especially in conference, I think the conference is up this year. I think, top to bottom, there's really good teams in this conference, and there's talented players. So we've got to step it up. Being a young team, we've got to keep, getting better each and every day. I think, going into last weekend, you're playing a Weber State team that's playing extremely hot. You're playing an Idaho State team that needed to kind of find a win as well, and to play that game close, we went away from last weekend thinking, we played, 5 of our 8 quarters were really good. We just didn't get the other 3, and they were really bad. So those are the ups and downs of the conference season. You get that with a young team. I think we got to continue to be patient, but at the same time, we got to keep pushing each other to get better and to be playing our best basketball at the end of the season.
Tough loss at Weber State to start last week, but a 1-point loss at Idaho State. You guys had a look at the end, a perfect look, actually. It just didn't fall for you guys.
Well, both those games, it was the start of the game. The first 2 quarters against Weber, we didn't show up to play, and they took advantage of that. And they're a good team, a really good team, and they had a great crowd there. The Kids Day, a lot of kids there, and it was loud, so it was a different atmosphere for us to go through. But I think it helps us, continue to grow throughout the conference season. And then we just kind of had a gut check, going into Idaho State game. We knew that they needed to win. We needed to win, so it was going to be a tough game. And, we were prepared. We were ready for the game. They came out on fire, 15-0 run to start the game. And then we settled down, and we started to play Portland State basketball. And you could see the difference, especially on the defensive end. We started to get stops in the fourth quarter. That was really the difference, especially at the end of the game where we made our run after being down 9 points. We started to get defensive stops that led to transition baskets for us. And even on the last play, we had the shot that we wanted, wide open shot to win the game, and that's all you can ask for. I thought we battled. We take care of some offensive rebounding, especially early on, not letting them get some shots, some easy shots to kind of get their confidence up. And then if we can lock down at the beginning of the fourth quarter, not let them extend that lead to start the fourth, I think it's maybe a different outcome. But we can't fault our effort and our intensity, especially at the end of the game, and just the way that we played, especially with the limited bench as well. So, going into this week, it's the same preparation. We're kind of fighting the injury bug a little bit, but I love how we're competing, and we're getting ready for this week, and seeing a Sac State team that we've already seen a couple weeks ago.
Before we get to Sac State, Coach, we've talked throughout this season about different players who have emerged offensively or defensively. The next one up, it seems to be Pia Gerhart on the offensive side. Talk a little bit about what she's been able to do of late offensively, as well as defensively with rebounding, but also just her confidence in what she's doing out there now.
Well, I think we've seen it all through the year in practices, especially. She's come and worked hard. She's getting in early to work on her shot, work on her moves on her own. So she's developing as the season goes and getting that confidence that she needs. But we've seen it in practice. She competes hard. She plays hard. And she's got the skill level, too. I think it's just adjusting maybe to our program, the style that we play, to Division I. And once she got that confidence, I think you can see the difference here in the last couple months. She's kind of started to get, more confidence each and every game. She plays extremely hard, especially on the defensive end, where she's a presence for us. We don't have that besides her, so she gives us some length. She gives us a big body inside, and that helps us not only on the defensive side, but rebounding, and then on the offensive side, it kind of creates more spacing for us on the outside. So she becomes a threat on the offensive end as well. So, to see her develop the last couple months and to kind of gain that confidence and knowing that she can not only be a defensive intensity difference for us, but also on the offensive end that she can score, she can step out and hit shots, and you're seeing that last couple of weeks.
Sacramento State comes into the Stott Center this Saturday in the Vikings' only game of the week. Coach, we started conference play with Sacramento State at their place. A lot of points were scored. What have you seen out of your team over the last 2 weeks that'll help prepare you going into play a very high-powered, competitive Sacramento State team?
Well, I think the fact that we can play against anybody in the conference. I think we've played, probably 4 of the top teams in the conference. It's a kind of a tough schedule to come in. As freshmen, we're entering the schedule, but you're playing the top level teams, knowing that we can compete. We're not getting the 4 quarters, but we're playing at a level that we can continue to grow from and get better. And I think going into this game this week, it's going to be tough. I mean, we both play up-tempo styles, different. They're different styles, but same up-tempo. We try to score a lot of points, get a lot of possessions. We let their press get to us the last time. So we need to be more confident, especially in our full-court offensive transition and just our decision-making. Because I felt like initially we beat the press, but it was the second and third looks that we were having trouble with. And they're going to trap wherever they can, even in the half court. So we have to make better decisions. We have to take care of the ball. And then we have to just, when we have shots available, we have to knock down those shots. And I think our confidence is growing, especially from last weekend. But it's still going to be a tough game. They're coming in. They've played well the last few weeks. They're going to be one of the top teams in the conference again. So, looking back at that tape, we've got to rebound the ball. I think that's the main thing going into this game. They play so aggressive and they play so hard that it doesn't matter which player it is on their team. They're going to go after the offensive rebound, and we've got to make sure that all 5 of our players are blocking out and securing that rebound. And that could be the difference in the game if we can play, with some defensive intensity and force some contested shots on their part.
It's going to be another tough test for the Vikings this week against the Hornets. Both teams square off right here at the Stott Center at 12 noon on Saturday. For more information, visit govikes.com.